Hello everyone. Today we will be completing lesson 5 in booklet 3, that is percent of numbers. In this lesson, we learn how to use percentages in mathematics. You will often see the key word of in this lesson, and it's very important to understand that key word of means multiplication. So, lesson 5, percent of numbers. When we want to know what percentage of a number we've got, there is a procedure that we will follow to find out. This allows us more freedom when we're working with percents. So, example 1, find 30% of 120. Now, the first step, and I did mention this a couple of times in the past, is that whenever performing mathematics with percents, they need to be in decimal form. In order to turn a number into decimal form, we need to divide it by 100. So 30 divided by 100 gives me 0.30. After you have a decimal form of the percentage, you multiply it by 120 in this case. So 30% of 120 is kind of like 0.3 times 120. Remember, of is a key word that means multiply. Oftentimes you will need a calculator in order to do this for you. In this case, I'm going to plug 0.3 times 120 into my calculator and get an answer of 36. So 30% of 120 is 36. Using that concept, step 1, put the percent into decimal form. Step 2, multiply by the number. You can complete the rest of these questions and then come back to the video and double check your answers with mine. So question A, find 40% of 250. Step 1, 40 divided by 100 is equal to 0.40. And then we're going to take that decimal, multiply it by 250, and get an answer of 100. Question B, find 65% of 20. Step 1, turn 65% into a decimal. Step 2, take that decimal, multiply it by 20. 0.65 times 20 gives us 13. When would you use this kind of math? Let's say that, for example, I have 20 students in my class, and I say that 65% were present today to write the test. That would be 13 students out of 20 that were there today. Right? Let's say that I was traveling somewhere that was 20 kilometers away, and I was 65% of the way there. I would have traveled 13 kilometers out of 20. All right, let's polish off these last questions. Find 10% of 25. 10% as a decimal is 0.10. And 0.10 times 125 is equal to 102.5. 12.5. All right. At this point, hopefully you've gotten pretty good at calculating the decimal form in your head. Despite that, please make sure that you're taking your time with some of these trickier ones. For example, 5% as a decimal does not equal 0.5. If you take 5% and you divide it by 100, you will get 0.05. That's a common mistake. So 0.05 times 40 is equal to, I think 2? Yeah, 2. So 5% of 40 is 2. Question E, find 8% of 90. Step 1, we write 8% as a decimal. That's going to be 8 divided by 100 is equal to 0.08. Step 2, we take 0.08 and multiply it by 100. Not multiply it by 100, sorry. Multiply it by 90. So 8% of 90 is equal to 7.2. If you want, you can include a therefore statement. It would just say, therefore, 8% of 90 is 7.2. Now, this last example uses a percentage that is higher than 100. This is the kind of work that you will see in the next lesson when we start dealing with tax. So, find 113% of 50. Step 1, we write 113 as a decimal, and that equals 1.13. Step 2, take 1.13. Again, despite this number being greater than 1, it is still in decimal form. Times it by 50, and that is going to equal 56.5. So, therefore, 113% of 50 is 56.5. So, a pretty quick lesson. Please remember, keyword of means multiply, and whenever using percentages for math, they need to be in decimal form first. Move on to complete the worksheet for lesson 5, and I will see you in the next video for lesson 6. Thank you.